How do you prompt to be successful? Remember our discussion that when a person can't complete a task, we break those steps down. In this example, we are looking at hand washing. If we look closely, this young man struggles even with the first step. So this becomes the goal. Each task or behavior we try to teach will be different. Remember to pay attention what they struggle with. We will only focus on the first area they struggle. In this example, it is turning on the sink. This requires you to pay attention so you can prepare to help them. Now that we know where they struggle, we need to set a goal to improve. For this example, we want them to improve by turning on the water either independently or with an indirect verbal. It is really hard to know how to improve if you don't know what is expected. In this example, if you don't let him know you want him to turn on the water when he steps up to the sink, it will be harder for him to pick that information up. To help them, we want to use a general prompt. This is done before we have them step up to the sink. We want to do 3 things to help them. They are explaining to them the when, how, and why. This is the antecedent, behavior and consequence. Look at the example and think to yourself, why would this increase the likelihood of him turning on the sink? So what happens if they don't respond to the general prompt? In this example, we see that Kevin, our example, does not respond to the general prompt or the indirect verbal. He does, however, turn on the sink after a verbal prompt. Reinforcing here will not increase the likelihood of improvement. When we can't get them to meet the goal, we want to use a transfer trial. This is simply taking them back to the antecedent and trying again to get them to meet the goal. In the example with Kevin, when he doesn't meet the goal of turning on the sink, we take him away from the sink and bring him back to the sink to see if he can meet the goal. If they do it, we give a reinforcer and then move on. If they don't, as in this example, we take them back to the antecedent again. Let's look at what we would do if they are performing the step at a physical prompt. We would bring them back to sink and prompt them again and again until they do it with any prompt better than a physical prompt. We would then reinforce them for that effort.